Hi everybody, it's Michelle again, finally. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. You know, I had mentioned before about the depression and all of that, and I think that, you know, seasonal depression on top of, you know, I don't know what you'd call it, regular depression, still functions the same way in those of us that have depression as it does with people that don't. And I really think that's kind of what I've been suffering with lately. I've had no desire to do anything, literally just lay in bed. And, you know, I lay there and I feel guilty because I'm just laying there and there's so many things that need to be done. And so I'm trying to get up, get moving, do more. So to cover that one, just kind of what do you guys do to help keep yourself motivated and going and get past that? You know, I mean, I realize there's days with chronic pain where you just, getting up really isn't much of an option. But those days that you know you can, but you just don't, what do you use? You know, what do you guys do to keep yourself going? That, I would take any suggestions at this point. So that covers that. Poor excuse for not being here, but I guess this is better than none at all. The next thing I wanted to cover was something I had posted about just a little while back, and it's called Outback Pain Relief, and the one I have is a roll-on. I don't know if you guys can see if I can tip. There you go. And it's essential oils, and I know that a lot of you use essential oils and are really into them, and I have tried several of them, in fact, in the past that I really haven't had any luck with. Now this one uses eucalyptus oil and tea tree oil, and then that is actually mixed and processed with olive oil and vanilla, and they use that olive oil and vanilla to help it absorb into the skin. Just kind of helps it in a little bit better. And so after about a week of using this, I'm noticing a bit of a difference. Now I've been using it just as a test. I've been using it on my right foot, the bottom of my right foot, and leaving the bottom of my left foot alone because I want to be able to compare the two. And that's where I suffer from the neuropathy the most. So I'm not dealing with it with the fibromyalgia or any of that right now. I just want to see in one little spot how it works for me. And I'm noticing a little bit of a difference with it. It's not as intense, the pain, you know, at night, especially when you lay down. You know, you've got your shoes off, you're finally off that pressure off your feet, and it seems like those nerves just go nuts. And I am noticing it's not quite as intense on my right foot compared to my left one. So I'm hoping, I'm going to give this a good month of using it just like that, and I'll let you know how it goes. At this point, I'm going to say I think it's going to work. I think it's going to help. It's not going to completely get rid of the pain. There really isn't much that can be done for that, and that's, you know, just something we know and something that we deal with. But I like it. And right now, unless something happens to change my mind, I'm going to recommend this. You know, I got it, the roll-on itself, and it is, let me get this right, 50 milliliters. I got it for $19.99 on Amazon, and I have Prime, so I got the free shipping with it also, so I got it relatively quickly. They just posted that they have 300 milliliter pump bottles available right now. I can't remember the price, but it was significantly less than, you know, if you bought 6 of these to make that 300 milliliters. So I'm not going to buy any right now. They say that they only sell them in like 350 batches of 350. So hopefully by the time, you know, I get this used up or close to it, they'll still have some so I can order it. If not, I will probably order another one of these. I like it so far, and I like the smell. It's not, you know, it's not real intense. It's just a very nice smell to it. I'll put some on the back of my hand, just a little bit here. So it's just a roll-on. I mean, it works like any other roll-on in the world. So, and that's it. That's it. Oops, sorry. You just kind of just roll it on, and then just rub it into your skin. And honestly, you know, so far all the claims they've made have been right. The smell doesn't last very long, so even if it's not something you're real happy with, you'd be willing to put up with it just to get the relief, it's worth it. It only lasts about 15 minutes. What they say is if it's lasting more than that, you've probably put too much on your skin and it's just kind of hanging out just on the outside until it gets wiped off or worn off. So it absorbs into the skin really quick, and it's not greasy, it's not slimy. It's basically just like it's not there once you've rubbed that in. So I like it a lot. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it keeps working and it just gets even better as we go. So a little drink of soda. You know, this is something else. Probably one of the best investments we ever made is SodaStream. I love this stuff. I have a hard time finding different diet sodas out there, you know. Sometimes I want a diet root beer or I want diet orange, but you know, you've got to run to the store. It just ends up being a big mess. You end up with a whole bunch of bottles or a whole bunch of cans laying around just to get a couple of different flavors every now and then. And with the SodaStream, you know, you can buy the bottles. They don't take up a lot of room, and you can, you know, have your variety right there. So, and plus you get to decide how much carbonation or none at all if you want with it. So that's kind of neat because I kind of like a little bit of extra carbonation in mine. The flavors aren't bad. They are not, you know, they're not your basic Pepsi or Coke or any of those, but they're close, and I like the flavors. So just a little side note, I happen to really like it. Now the main reason that I was doing this video today was for the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And I've got some notes right here that I'm going to kind of read off of a little bit. I will put a couple of links down below just to kind of give you a start on where to search for this information. There's a tremendous amount out there, and it took me a little while just to process this little bit that I have found. So one of the links is going to be to Diabetes Forecast, and it was actually from an article in 2012. And then the other one is to Stanford Children's. So both of those I found tend to have some pretty reliable information available to you. So, you know, and there's studies that they've done, and you can follow the links into those actual studies. So, you know, your liver does a lot of different things, and one of the things that it does is that it produces glucose to help maintain your blood sugar levels. And so you want to make sure that that glucose is there and that it's available and that it's being released properly. It also helps clean the blood, which in turn helps to keep your pancreas and other organs healthy. So, you know, you want to do that. Plus it helps produce the medication that you take. It helps your body use it better. So the better your liver is functioning, the better your medication is going to work. I mean, that's kind of the take I got from it. And also, if you have fat in your liver, you can tend to be a little bit more resistant to insulin. So, you know, whether it's an oral medication or shots or whatever, you can actually be more resistant just because of the fat in your liver. In most cases, if it's caught early enough, it actually can be reversed. And now remember, we're talking about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Your liver repairs itself rather quickly. So as long as you're taking care of that, it can continue to do that. Let me see. The articles that I found, they're actually kind of short. One of them actually cites a study that was done, and one of the studies that they did was they thought that maybe people with Hispanic origin would have more instances of the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So they ran this test, and they had, you know, the Caucasians and Hispanics and, you know, several control people in this study, and they ran it, and what they found actually is that your ethnicity or, you know, your origins have very little to do with the amount of fat in your liver. What actually tends to dictate how much fat you have in your liver is your weight. So if people that are obese or overweight tend to have a lot more, hang on to, yeah, UPS guy's here. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. UPS guy showed up. I love it because it means we get stuff. So, of course, never anything important, just means more work for us, but, you know. Okay, so the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You know, check out these articles. Like I said, what they actually found from this study was that it really kind of leans more towards people that have type 2 diabetes and are overweight. So, you know, if you have those two things, you probably should discuss it with your doctor. It very seldom will it actually show any symptoms. You don't get pain or anything like that with this. So you may have it and not even know it. There's a couple of tests they can do. One is really invasive where they actually do a biopsy, but that one is actually the most reliable. They can do, you know, CAT scans and that kind of stuff, MRIs to get a look at it. It's not quite as accurate, but typically they can see that it's in there. And definitely something that can be fixed. It can be treated, it can be taken care of. If you don't take care of it, however, the damage to your liver can eventually become irreparable. You know, you can end up with cirrhosis. You can end up with, you know, a host of other problems. So I think it's really important that, you know, any of this information that we find, you know, take it to your doctor to discuss it with them. Have this open and honest conversation with your healthcare team. That to me is probably the most important thing when it comes to your healthcare. And you know, I do care about you guys. A lot of you are my friends even off of YouTube, and I'm concerned about you, and I think about you guys a lot. So, you know, subscribe, share, talk to me, let me know what's going on. You know, was this information any good for you? Did the links help you out any? You know, I'm looking forward this summer to sharing so many things with you, and not just standing here and discussing the diabetes. You know, my husband and I have been working on a farm up here. My husband tends to grow the most incredible gardens. We have chickens, we have rabbits. I'm hoping to kind of share all of that with you guys and kind of get a little bit more active. So subscribe, share. I'm here for you guys anytime you need me. It may take me a little bit to get back to you, but I promise I will. So check your numbers, know what they are, take care of yourself, and I love you so much. Bye.